Hi there, I'm Dr. Dane Donahue, and I want to tell you about an upcoming 12-week program that I'm going to be doing with Dr. Bob Hoffman. And I'm really excited about this, first to be working with my personal mentor, Dr. Bob. And Dr. Bob and I have over 50 years of chiropractic experience. I've been in practice for over 20 years. I know I don't look like it. Dr. Bob's been involved in chiropractic for well over 30 years in practice and probably in speaking, and helped coach more chiropractors than anybody that I know of. And he truly has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in our profession and where this profession is going and where it needs to go. He's helped me in so many ways in my practice and my personal life to really create balance, to create a successful practice. So I'm excited to get to work with him and share our successful strategies of what we've learned in our 50+ years of being in chiropractic. We did something very interesting at our staff meeting last week, and I had done this with Bob probably 6 months ago. I'd asked Bob, what are the 10 or 12 critical areas of a practice, things that you think are must-dos? And I asked that same question to my staff last week. We had 20 people at our staff meeting. I said, guys, I want to know, what is the one thing that you think that makes a practice successful, makes this practice successful? And it was amazing how similar Dr. Bob's suggestions were to the suggestions that my staff gave, to the suggestions, the modules, the actual modules that we created, the 12 modules. So, I just want to read a couple of them to you. Some people said a consistent wellness orientation workshop. So doing your new patient class consistently and having over 80% attendance from your new patients. That's something that Dr. Bob and I are going to be talking about. That's something that we do. As a matter of fact, I have one tonight that I'll be doing for my new patients. So doing that consistently was one strategy. Exceptional patient customer service. So being able to have a staff that's totally engaged in your practice, and I can't tell you how many times I hear from patients, your staff is just exceptional. They're always happy, they're always smiling, they're always engaged. So I think that's a key to successful practice. Having ideal new patients. So for us, it's our 8 weeks to wellness patients. Those are the patients that get the best results. Those are the patients that have the biggest PVA. They stay with us the longest because they understand what wellness care is all about, probably because they get such exceptional results, clinical results. And they're also the patients that refer the most to us. So we really try to attract at least 10 to 12 8 weeks to wellness new patients per month, in addition to our regular chiropractic new patients as well. Having a staff that's fully integrated and communicating with one another. We do staff meetings on a regular basis. We do departmental staff meetings where the doctors meet and the CAs meet and the trainers meet in our office. So, and then we do a group staff meeting. So, it's important that you have a plan for your practice success, but it's more important that everybody know that plan. And so many chiropractors that I meet have a plan, but they haven't shared that plan with their staff. They don't role play on a regular basis to kind of iron out the kinks. It's amazing that, football teams practice so much and then play on Sundays, but in chiropractic practice, we don't practice or role play at all. And yet in our practice, we do that on a regular basis because I'd rather have the staff make mistakes with me than with the patients. What else? Having great day 1 and day 2 procedures. That's something that Dr. Bob and I are going to be going over. So how do you handle your day 1 and day 2? And many of you know that I believe in a concept that physiology doesn't lie. You've got to be able to functionally assess your patients so that you can really attract those patients based on wellness concepts. If you're not measuring things beyond pain and symptoms, how do you expect to teach patients about why it's important that they change their BMI? Why is it important that they learn to move better, develop better core strength? A lot of the things that we measure, including blood work, chiropractic can get such great results in so many different dimensions of a person's physiology if you are measuring that and really seeing the changes, and that's something that we're going to be going over as well. So how do we do our wellness, what we call our wellness score? How do we do our report of findings based on that? And then how do we recommend multiple services beyond just chiropractic adjustments? Our nutritional services, our personal training services, other services that we recommend, such as acupuncture that we do in our office. Many of you know I have a large practice. We have a $2 million practice and over $1 million cash practice. And I say that only because I see so many chiropractors today who have an insurance-dependent practice. And I think and there was a time that my practice was insurance-dependent, 80 to 90% insurance-dependent, but it's no longer that way. We're moving towards 80-90% cash in our practice because I truly believe that patients will pay you based on the value that you create in their life. So if you learn to create exceptional value in their life, you can ask them to pay a fair fee for your services beyond what their insurance company is willing to pay. We're going to be talking about that. How do we do our care plans? How do we do our unit plans with our patients? So, being in practice, guys, I know that there's so many areas that are important in a practice, but we're going to really boil this down to what we feel are the 10, 12 critical areas, modules, things I just wrote down here. So, running a smart and profitable business, we touched on that a little bit. Having a practice philosophy that creates no limit practice. Talking about new patients, office strategies and procedures that create a high PVA. Again, there's a reason we have a PVA between 75 and 80. Clinical certainty and procedures that lead to outstanding patient outcomes. We're going to be going over clinical certainty so that you feel good with providing clinical services to a patient that you know are going to make a change in their physiology. Attracting endless streams of your ideal new patients, I think that's important. Rules to successfully market and brand your practice that you must know. Managing capacity and attraction for maximum growth. So these are just some of the modules, and Dr. Bob and I are going to go deep into these, provide resources if need be, answer questions. It's going to be in a webinar format where you'll get to ask questions, you'll get to see our screen. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to be recorded, so if you miss a module, you'll be able to come back to it. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to developing a tribe or a group of people that want to grow together, that recognize that practice is tough, and it requires action. It requires that you get off your rear end and do something different than you're doing now. And those are the type of people that I want to be around. So I invite you to engage in our 12-week modules. And there is a link right below this in this email to where you can register for a free webinar on the 29th of this month of June at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Bob and I are going to go deep into the 12 modules, exactly what we're going to be talking about, what we're going to be providing. The cost for the 12-week series is ridiculous. It's $49 for TMC members and 8 WW distributors, and it's $299 for everyone else. And you can register with Stephanie at the Master Circle, and that's included in this email as well. So, I just want to tell you, I really look forward to getting to know you. I hope that you sign up. I hope you engage in this. Like I said, practice is difficult, but it requires that you know certain things so that you can be successful. And we plan to share that with you and look forward to your growth. So thanks for being with me, and we look forward to connecting with you in the coaching call.